okay, so let's give some examples, right, of like, let's say, disagreements that have happened before, like between like the two of you. So you want to share? When was the last time you and Mom like fought? Fought or like argue?
Like, were upset with each other. Like.
Yeah.
You remember?
Remember?
It's been a long time.
Did that even happen?
he forgets very fast. He's a very forgiving boy.
Remember?
Yeah, mommy. Upset lah. Okay, like recently has been quite good. Not much incident. Yeah. But like last time we get very upset when you don't complete the work you need to do, right? Remember, you're supposed to do homework and then you end up playing. And you keep saying like later, like why I cannot play, you know, right? And then you go into like very upset, into like meltdown kind of.
So how are these like moments usually resolved?
Have to calm him down lah. So usually I'll just let him calm down, or sometimes I have to grab him. Sometimes you get a bit like, especially the sister or the brother gets very agitated. Yeah, so sometimes just have to help him calm down first. Yeah, then later when it's in a better state, then we talk about it. But I think our best moments are at night before we sleep. So we do have a lot of like little conversations, right? Then he'll tell me about school, about what he doesn't like, you know, the siblings doing. Yeah. So I find that for us, I think what I appreciate is the bedtime, the before bed talks lah. Yeah, where we'll talk a bit and then sometimes we'll pray and ask God to forgive us for the mistakes that we've done in the day. And then right.
So I mean, so you mentioned that there's a lot of communication, right? So let's say if parents don't have that kind of like relationship, you know, where it's like, oh, you know, you're able to tell me like what happened in the day or whatever. So how will you like kind of suggest that they bridge that gap, or they kind of like resolve conflict?
I think the key is, I think, the atmosphere. So I think I remember like the reason why I don't dare to talk is every time I talk I'll get scolded. So then what's the point of talking if you always get scolded, or I always get judged, or I always get, you know, it's always my fault lah. There's no point. I mean, you're not going to listen to me. You just want to make a point. Yeah. So I think withholding judgment, withholding our comments, and really listening and understanding first helps to bridge lah. So I think the whole idea is to create an atmosphere in the home where we have space, we don't jump on each other so quickly. Yeah. And then I think slowly when each other feels safe to talk, and actually I thought I would get scolded, then you can actually talk more lah. Yeah. But it's really building that whole atmosphere of openness and trust, and really concern for each other, and not about like correcting. Because I think sometimes parents are very stressed out, like my child must be perfect, so I must make sure they behave properly, they do everything. But sometimes it's just part of growing up lah. Yeah.
Okay, so let's think of like maybe sometimes where, let's say when we are upset, because when I used to be upset at my mom, okay, so my mom, I have two siblings, my older brother and a younger sister. So when my mom kind of like scolds me last time, I get very upset. I remember when I get very, very angry, I'll come like go to the toilet and like tear tissue paper. I know, because like anger management issues, right? Okay. So is there any such like, you know, when you're upset? So what do you do when you're upset? You know, because you know, sometimes in our anger we can tend to be really like abrasive with our words, you know, or like say things that we regret later. Yeah. So what do we do? So what do you do when you're upset?
I think for my siblings, I just like, I mean, not good, but like, I just say stuff to them, like like not very nice stuff. But like in other situations, I would go to my room and I just write. I write all my thoughts like very long, like 10 pages all in a notebook. Yeah, but it helps to like get it out. So I'm not really the kind to like argue or like express like my negative feelings, unless it's like my siblings irritate me in that moment, then I'm like, shut up, that kind.
Okay. Yeah. So no, like, do you like try to prevent yourself from scolding or angry, or like, you know, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I think emotions are very natural and real, so it will come out. Yeah, so the thing is, I think discipline has to be very intentional. So it's something that you have already purpose in your heart when you are disciplining them, and what are you trying to achieve? Yeah, so you don't actually just let it happen. Yeah, because I know a lot of parents who are good parents, or parents who are very strong parenting, they actually make very deliberate effort in terms of this. They should plan out, they have decided beforehand how they're going to manage the kids and manage themselves. So I mean, we have one skills that we actually taught our parents, which is a timeout. All right. But sometimes the kids think that timeout is for them, but actually we tell the parents timeout is for you. Yeah. So most of the time, you ask the kid to actually go and come down, especially when they're not down or that, so to think about it. But it is for parents to actually come down. Yeah. So that you don't slide into like using words that you regret or hurtful words, because parents' words carries a lot. Like I always say, like siblings, they argue, they say nasty things about themselves one moment, the next moment they are hee ha playing together. But if a parent say a very hurting word, it usually sticks for a long time. I've got one counseling kid, I remember this guy, 40 over years old, saying something like what the parents speak to him when he was 10 years old. So that's like a 36-year-old wound, you see. So we realized that, okay, whatever the parents speak actually carries a lot. So we need to be extra careful with what we. So I think calming ourselves down. Sometimes I also like raise my voice, and that is enough actually. Because they get scared.
I think the self-awareness is actually very important. And I think that's the skill we're also trying to teach our children, to be aware of themselves and to catch themselves before they do something that they will regret or hurt themselves. So I remember during COVID, right, that's when mommy was so angry that what did I do? I just like put on my mask, took my keys, and I went to NTUC and just literally went to the supermarket to cool down. And just walk around. Because I think I'm more like Grace. I just need to relax and just process and think through what's happening. Because I know that if I stay on some more, I might even resort to violence, because I was really like at my wit's end already. I was like losing it. So I think for us as an adult, then I think the more we need to show that we must learn to restrain. And I think that our kids also learn that that it is possible to manage it.
And right, so actually I was actually quite curious about one more thing, which is that, I mean, when I was young, my mom was very strict, right? So as we grow older, then it's like you kind of have to let go a little bit. So have you ever felt, that like, maybe I need to let go on this more, or let go on that more, as they grow up?
Definitely.
So any examples?
I mean, we talk about discipline. Okay, we will say, okay, age appropriate discipline is very, very important.
Right. Okay.
So okay, when they're very young, maybe they just need to know what is right and wrong. But when they begin to grow up and they can process more, then you really have to process with them. And the thing is, like, I feel like even for the kids, when they're very, very young, you can actually start to speak to them different. Them words, okay, they would think maybe it's a bit difficult for them, but they can actually appreciate it. So one of the things, okay, I remember I telling them, okay, what delayed. They're very young. Okay, so I told them, what is delayed gratification? Okay, which is part of discipline. So I realized, okay, like after a while, okay, even the young kids, 2-3 year old, they can always say, okay, hey, delayed gratification. So then they will choose to wait. So I think they can grasp if you will spend the time to actually communicate it and talk to them.
I agree. As young, I use a lot of 4-letter words on them. It's called wait. Everything wait, right? Mommy always tell you wait. Because I think it's really to develop the restraint with them. And I think discipline is also about having. I think for them, they can manage it when they know what is expected, and if they break it, they can accept the consequences. So I think having, like, for us, we have house rules, and then over time we realize the house rule has to be adjusted because a situation and environment change. So we adjust and we even discuss and say what's reasonable, and not just about consequence of breaking. But I think recently when we had the recent CB again, then we're like, okay, we know that these are the consequences, but what are the perks if, let's say, we're able to fulfill all these requirements, and to kind of motivate them, because life is not all about consequences, but you also look forward to things that you enjoy. And so we came up with a list of things that different people like for him, the incentive was like, I want to have watch movies. So one of the incentive is Disney Plus. Over the week you follow the routine, finish your work. And for my daughter, something else. So I think it's really working out a win-win where everyone's happy. The task that's required is fulfilled, but yet everyone feels that they have a say in the family and they have a part of it.
Okay, so that's kind of like the end of the topics that we have discussed. So we talk about getting help when you are not able to kind of parent your child, you don't really know, because all of us, I mean, not all of us, I'm not a parent, but but most parents are first time parents, And it's not like school, right, where you study for like 12 years and after you go and take an exam, right? Parenting comes quite as a shock, and in each stage in life, as we talk about age appropriate discipline, right, that we have to kind of like know what stage the children are going through, and thus discipline them in a different way, whether they are young or old. And also and so parenting process, or going for any kind of having experiences that are kind of like shared across like your friends and whatever can also help, right, to say like because when I was very young, I think I was ranting on Facebook about my mom something about ironing and whatever and housework. Also something about studying using phone also, right? I think using phone is like one of the biggest things. Then after that, my mom's friend actually commented on it. It was a really angry post, okay? And then my mom doesn't use Facebook, right? My dad doesn't use Facebook. So my mom's friend used it, and she was like, noted on how you feel about this. Will take note when I'm disciplining my children. Then I was like, whoa, okay. I think I was 14 or something then. So I thought that was quite interesting, right? That you can, that you really watch how like children react to certain kinds of like discipline or whatever, and you are more watchful of the way that you discipline the child. And so and so communication is important. Asking for help, when you need it is important as well. Also I think the most important, even on like the children's side, for children who are watching this, is really to understand where your parents are coming from. And in whatever case, don't kind of react out of anger, to really to really put yourself in your parents' shoes as well. I think sometimes parents, they try to put themselves in your shoes, but we are not able to put ourselves in their shoes. I mean, because we are not parents yet, right? So we don't really know, why is it Mei can do this, why is it Zhe can do this, why is it I cannot do this? But if we were really to look, from a more bird's eye view, then we can tell, because Zhe will do homework, then so if I could do my homework, then I can use my phone, or things like that. All right, so we're gonna end this session now. Let's just say bye, guys. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.